Oh, you know that kind of mood you're in when you've got a bit of a cold and all you want to do is like wrap up nice and warm in your pyjamas and just sleep all day.
What's this week's word of the week?
Come on, I'm not the kind of person who will get into a mood like that. I'm always wanting to do stuff. Having a cold is a waste of time, that's what I say. So hello and welcome to this week's interesting word of the week. So we will have to find an interesting word of the week at some point in this video, so we might as well do it now. Alphabetical order dictates that this week's interesting word has to begin with a J, and I will find it on this page right about here, and this week's interesting word of the week is Jimjams. Now I know what you're thinking. Jimjams is not an interesting word, it's just Jimjams. Way, Jimjams. However, that's because you don't know what Jimjam means. Jimjam means. This is Latin, so I'm going to make the computer say it for me.
Delirium tremens.
Delirium tremens. So for those of you who don't speak Latin, and I'm sure there's about one or two of you that don't speak Latin, delirium tremens, or it can be shortened down as DT, so I'll now refer to it as that from now on. DT is a withdrawal symptom occurring in persons who have developed psychological dependence on alcohol characterised by tremor, visual hallucinations and autonomic instability. Basically it is what happens to someone if they'll get addicted to alcohol and then you remove alcohol from them. They will start to get like tremors and hallucinations and stuff like that. It's only in very severe cases. But that isn't all Jimjam means. Jimjam also means a state of nervous tension or anxiety. So combining the first two definitions you will get something along the lines of a panic attack. If you start to tremor and shake and imagine things quickly, it's a bit like post-traumatic stress syndrome. You will start to imagine things and then start to stress and shake and get all stressed up over nothing. However, also Jimjams is an informal term for pyjamas. So there you go, I bet you didn't know that. Imagine some of the awkward situations that could arise from two people having a conversation about Jimjams and not knowing the other person meant the other thing. So for example, if I was to sit here and then I was thinking they were talking about pyjamas and they were talking about anxiety attacks or dependence on alcohol, you could have a really messed up conversation. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Do you mind if we have a word? Well, alright then, let me get through the door. I've only just got home. Blimey. What is it you wanted? Well, actually, you can lie down if you want to. It might be better for the situation. If you lie down, just make yourself comfortable. It's fine, don't worry about it. Don't need to ask me twice. Ah, yeah. What is it you wanted? Look, we've been worried about you, Sam. Why? It's hard to say. We think you might have a form of DT. Oh right, yeah, I thought you knew that. What's wrong with DT? I don't know. What's wrong? It's dangerous, Sam. Well, the school made us do design and technology, so I chose electronics. I don't know why, what's the problem with all this? You can't do electronics with Jimjams. Well, well, obviously not. No, obviously I don't do that, but... So you admit to having Jimjams? Of course I have Jimjams. Phew. They do say the first step is admittance. Wait, I'm confused. You bought them. You got me into them. You can't blame this on us, Sam. But it's true, I used to sleep... Oh no. It looks like you're in denial. Looks like we're going to have to get you some help. I'm so sorry, Sam. I feel like I've failed you. Hello? Well, that was strange. See what I mean? So next time you're in a conversation concerning Jimjams, make sure that you are adamantly clear what the other person means by Jimjams and make sure you mean the exact same thing, just to avoid awkward situations like that. That guy probably doesn't even drink alcohol. He looks like the kind of guy who doesn't even like alcohol and he would rather sit at home, sewing, playing chess and making videos on YouTube. But regardless, we will move on from Jimjams and we will find other words that mean more or less the same thing. Bizarrely, there aren't any entries in the thesaurus for Jimjams. So I believe that wraps it up for this week's interesting word of the week. I am glad you came. I'm glad you came and watched. It's a lovely experience we share together here. An experience you might like to share with someone? I don't know, it's up to you, that one is. I have to go now, but before I do, I will tell you that the links to my Twitter, Tumblr and Google Plus are in the description down below, along with some playlists of the other things I do, and my second channel, which involves daily vlogs, and it's like a daily diary thing. It's great fun. So it's just there if you'd like to see it. Otherwise, until next week's interesting word or another random video I put up, I'll catch you later. And that's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen, ladies. Woo!